Current studies of American couples show that 20 to 40% of married men and 20 to 25% of married women will have an extramarital affair during their lifetime. That's between a quarter and a half of men and a quarter of the ladies. But it should not be called an extramarital affair. It is adultery. And it's a timeless subject. And today I'm going to give you 6 different ways you can prevent adultery. You're watching Timeless Talks, Timeless Subjects, Information for Life. I'm going to give you those 6 preventions in just one moment. But the fundamental motivation of these 6 positive preventions is an unconventional Jesus and what he said in Matthew chapter 5. You have heard it has been said, you shall not commit adultery. But I say to you that everyone who looks at a woman with lust for her has already committed adultery with her in his heart. Jesus refers to the way everyone has always considered adultery. It's okay to think about it, just don't do it. Okay to flirt, just don't have the sex. But Jesus tells us that adultery begins in the heart. When you look at a woman with intent, in your mind, she's hot. In your mind, I gotta have her. In your mind, you began planning how you're going to get her. Then Jesus tells everyone who will listen 2 extreme ideas. He uses overstatements, if you would, to grab your attention. So, he says, if your eye or your hand causes this sin or any other sin, it would be better if you pluck it out or cut it off than to do what your heart is wanting to do. Now, let's get to those 6 preventions. The first one is also not conventional. Avoid every time a statement or innuendo is made toward this kind of unfaithfulness. Avoid the books and magazines that you know contain it. Television frequently mentions extramarital affairs. Well, don't watch that show. If you have friends who are always talking about flirting, friend, you need some new friends. Avoid adding adultery into your heart. A second positive preventative is to avoid idleness. Instead of working out the details on how you're going to steal that gorgeous married woman away from her mate, do something constructive. It's not in the Bible, but it is true. An empty mind is the devil's workshop. So, get busy. Go fix the faucet in the bathroom, vacuum the carpet, or dust the furniture. Again, mow the lawn. Just don't be idle. A third prevention is to carefully consider your recreation. Don't go places where men and women expose their bodies to other individuals, possibly for the purpose of advertising their sexual abilities or creating a sexual intrigue. Instead, go fishing, go hiking, do the grill, go take photographs of barns and animals. And my favorite, go get on your motorcycle. Prevention number 4. When temptations are present, do not play with their ideas, but run from them. Temptation begins within us, according to James chapter 1. To think about it then is to begin to play with fire, and you will get burned. Do not take time to rationalize it. Adultery is wrong, period. It can't be changed into something innocent or sweet or so darling. Instead, run from it. Run toward God. And that leads to our next prevention. Prevention number 5, consider how short-term adultery can be. If, and I did say if, you were able to get that other man's wife, how secure is your relationship? Couldn't some other sexy man steal her away from you? And how would that leave you feeling? Angry? Crushed? Well, instead, think about 2 things that last much longer, like heaven, where God is, and there's joy and peace. And consider hell. It's eternal, and there's suffering, and you'll spend eternity with all those other wife-stealing adulterers. We have saved the best prevention for last, and it's a properly functioning marriage. Listen, if you will, to 1 Corinthians 7. But because of immoralities, each man is to have his own wife, and each woman is to have her own husband. The husband must fulfill his duty to his wife, and likewise also the wife to her husband. The wife does not have authority over her own body, but the husband does. And likewise, the husband does not have authority over his own body, but the wife does. Stop depriving one another, except by agreement for a time, so that you may devote yourself to prayer, and come together again, so that Satan will not tempt you because of your lack of self-control. A properly functioning heterosexual marriage supplies all the intimate needs of your mate and of you. At Timeless Talks, we would love to hear from you. Would you use the contact page under services above and let us know which of these 6 positive preventions works best for you? And while you're at it, sign up for that free email newsletter. That way you won't miss a single video or supportive writing. We appreciate the time you have given to us. Thank you for watching. Until next time, goodbye for now.